Hello and welcome. Today we are in the Tier 9 Italian destroyer, the Paolo Emilio. We're playing a match on the map Shatter. It is fully Tier 9, and there are only 2 cruisers on the enemy team. Unfortunately, both of them are radar cruisers, a Buffalo and an Alaska. However, due to the lack of cruisers, it does mean they have less hydro, so pushing in and YOLOing somebody should be easier this match. But I guess we'll have to see. Okay, we can see the Buffalo. The Buffalo is on the western side at A. This means that I don't really have to worry about her. I headed straight towards the B cap, and I'm basically going to simply chill over here. I position myself in a way where, if absolutely necessary, I can technically disengage, but ideally I position myself in a way where if somebody comes around the island, I will just straight rush them. And I mean, I have RPF there, which will tell me if anybody's actually getting close. So I look at it and go, Alaska and Buffalo are not in a division, which means that because Buffalo is over there on the western side, it means that the Alaska here is on the eastern side. Therefore, when that Buffalo goes down, I think going over there might actually be a great idea, because hey, they have no radar over there, and that would be a great place to YOLO some battleships, except they have FTGs, so I mean, it depends. Okay, RPF is pointing over there. Wonder what it is, but we're gonna take... Oh, it's the Alaska, and she's right in... She actually spotted me immediately. You know what? We're gonna go for the Alaska then. If we can take out the final radar cruiser on their team, then I can play without any worries, especially since she actually was looking in the wrong direction. Therefore, she probably gets an entire 1 salvo less. Also, Alaska actually isn't nearly as good against this as many other cruisers are, because Alaska doesn't have the DPM and reload to actually deal with the destroyer, so Alaskas get easily YOLO'd. Also, you don't need that many torpedoes. These tarps hit hard. Goodbye, Alaska. So, we still have 21 KHP left. In fact, we even have our smokescreen still left. RPF is pointing over to the east. That's probably their destroyer. I'm going to just try to keep a healthy distance, and hey, maybe I should go for that Alsace. You know, straight north from me. Look at that, 11 kilometers, and nobody is around her. Like, there's no chance there's a destroyer over there, right? Because that destroyer would be doing nothing. In fact, if there is a destroyer around there, that destroyer probably isn't going to be a great player, so there's a chance I might even back 2 for 1. But right now, this is a perfect opportunity to YOLO that Alsace, because the enemies won't expect it, right? When you're that Alsace, do you ever expect to get YOLO'd this early on? I mean, it hasn't even been 5 minutes into the match. I still have my smoke screen. Now, chances are she might get spooked by the smoke. And if you were that Alsace, what you should do right now immediately is, when you see an angry smoke screen heading towards you, you turn around and head directly in the opposite direction. You sail away as quickly as you can, and in an Alsace that's actually entirely possible. Also, don't fire your guns if you're unspotted, because that will get you spotted. If the destroyer doesn't actually see you, it's a lot harder to keep pushing you, because they don't know what you did, right? Right now, I know the Alsace didn't run away. She kept sailing broadside on for a long time, and this essentially means that now I have a chance. If she had turned away immediately, well, I probably wouldn't have been able to get close enough and would have had to abort this attack run. But hey, here things worked fine. I launched both tarp sets on one side, and I'm gonna turn and launch the other set as well, because chances are I'm going to need it. The Alsace did turn away. But I simply don't see what the Alsace can do here to actually survive this. At this point, it's a bit late for the Alsace to worry about surviving, I guess. And that's one of their battleships essentially gone. Well, in a little bit. Come on. Excellent. Goodbye, Alsace. And that's 131k damage. It hasn't even been 6 minutes into the game. Kinda reminds me of aircraft carriers, you know. So, should we go for round number 3? I mean, I guess I have to wait anyway because I don't have torpedoes reloaded. But the smokescreen would be extremely useful when I do this kind of a push, since I don't have torpedoes available. Now it is possible for me to start YOLOing and get close to the enemy before my torpedoes are reloaded, but that's slightly risky, and I won't have a smoke screen at all then. And only having 6k HP, that is a rather risky maneuver, but hey, look at the match, right? The enemy has lost 3 ships, they've lost both of their radar cruisers by the way, and they've lost a battleship, whereas we have lost nothing at all. Maybe a push like this is actually worth it. Okay, I think I actually made that decision for me already accidentally, because I'm gonna get spotted, so screw it, you only live once. Well, unless you survive the other 2 YOLOs. Oh no, she actually reacted, this isn't good. I think I might have to launch these torps immediately, because I don't know if I get a second chance. I only have 6k HP, and my smoke screen is on cooldown. I should have waited 10 extra seconds here. I really should have waited 10 extra seconds. Let's turn in and dodge, please, 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 come on! Aw, it didn't work. That's okay, we still got off 2 sets of torps. She only has 40k HP, so if she takes 3 torps, she's gone. It's looking more like 2. Unfortunate. Oh well, she survives with 9600 HP. Remember, torpedo damage isn't very easily healable, so she isn't getting much of that back, and look at their team. Look at where their ships are positioned, especially the battleships. Do they really have any chance of, you know, coming back in this? No. The battleships that actually pushed, they're all gone now, and now we only have the battleships that are far away. By the way, this is at 10 times the speed. And I mean, even here, they move slowly, maybe, towards the cap zone. And no, the game ended right here. Like this. They didn't even get to a cap zone. And we won. So, you can only YOLO thrice, apparently. And the third time you are not going to sink that ship, but hey! 2030 base XP, easy. That Soyuz actually did survive, but rather damaged. 35k to that Soyuz, 64k to the Alaska, 67k to the Alsace. If I had waited 10 extra seconds, I probably would have gotten that Soyuz too. That was slightly greedy, and maybe I could have YOLO'd a 4th time then. But here, unfortunately, only thrice. But yeah, this was quite fun. It was like food being served on a platter. It was pretty nice of them. So let's take a look at the commander skills and upgrades again. It's the same that I used before. So priority target, last stand, survivability expert, concealment expert, then adrenaline rush and RPF and basic firing training. Now partly I've been thinking I would actually also like preventative maintenance. Or alternatively, instead of this main battery modification 2, I would like to have the torpedo one. But I use reload, concealment, rudder shift, maybe propulsion mod, but mostly rudder shift. So here, I would really like to have this torp one, because it reduces the risk of torpedo tube being broken. And second slot engine boost, main arms modification 1. The torpedo tubes do get broken sometimes, and reducing the amount of that happening would be quite useful. So maybe preventative maintenance and all of that other stuff, it would be a good idea. I'm not really sure. If you have a good idea for a build, let me know. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.